Super People or PUBG? This is the question a lot of people have been asking since the release of Super People. Both games do have a lot of similarities, but they also both play completely different. And today I'll be going over the 5 reasons why I think Super People is better than PUBG. Now starting off with our first reason, the superpowers. So obviously this is a very big part of Super People, and this is also the main difference between Super People and PUBG, is the super abilities. So in Super People you have a list of classes you can choose from, each with their own unique abilities. This allows for different and fun experiences throughout each game you play. Now, although superpowers are a good thing for this game, it does also make it hard to take the game serious in terms of the competitive scene, because it does suck to be using a super skilled class like Sniper and then dying to a nuke. But if you're really not taking the game that serious, then these abilities make the game way better than PUBG. It is very rare that you'll have the same experience back to back in Super People. With people having the ability to be creative with their superpowers, you should expect a different experience each time. Now, moving on to my next reason, which is actually thanks to the superpowers, is pacing. The pacing in this game can move really fast, especially with abilities. You typically don't want to be camping in this game because you don't know what powers other people have, and classes like Nuclear can ruin a camper's day, which is perfectly fine with me. And if you also like to play a faster playstyle, there are classes designed for that. So you can slow down the playstyle if you want to, or you can use classes like Strike Force and just run into every gunfight you hear. Now also with Super People, the game is a bit brighter. This allows for you to be able to spot enemies a lot easier, and also just makes the game overall a better experience. When comparing general scenery from PUBG to Super People, the higher contrast in color within Super People is very obvious. Now you can argue that this has no effect on the game, but truly who wants to play a game that has dull colors as opposed to one with super bright colors? If you truly enjoy the real war simulation approach, then I understand why you may like dull colors, and why you also might like the slower pacing game, but for me personally, I prefer games that are more faster paced and have a more arcadey vibe to them. Now moving on to the next reason why Super People is better than PUBG is the revive system. In Super People you are able to fully revive dead teammates, as opposed to PUBG you can only revive them when they are knocked. Being able to revive dead teammates was a big thing for Warzone, and I believe it is also helping Super People in a big way. It sucks when it's early game, your teammate doesn't get a gun and they die super early, and then you have to either back out or just play the rest of the game without them. In this game you'll simply just have to spend some gold currency, which is easily attainable in the game, and you'll have your teammate back to play the rest of the game. I can definitely see how reviving your teammate over and over again can be a little cheesy, especially with the class Marine, where you can literally revive your team from dead to alive within like 4 seconds. But the general revive system to me is fine, and I'm glad that there is a way to bring your teammates back from the dead. Now moving on to our final reason to why Super People is better than PUBG, and I believe this one is the biggest reason, it's the crafting system. The crafting system drastically reduces the effect of RNG on the game, especially in the late game. Of course, early game you still can get unlucky and land somewhere where there's no weapons or good loot, but once you get past that, you really have no excuse as to having bad loot late game, as you can easily upgrade your weapons and armor. Now you might think finding the materials to upgrade is still RNG, but luckily Super People allows you to search for specific items for exactly what you want to upgrade. With the crafting system, you no longer have to cross your fingers and hope you find the exact gun you want, or even the armor necessary to survive. Everything can easily be attained through crafting and help you get to the late game stacked. Go ahead and comment down below if you're hopping on the wave for Super People, or if you're just sticking with the classic PUBG. Would greatly appreciate it if you check out this video. Till next time, love ya, see ya.